Hey, it's the Odd Man. I'm on my way to the beach to go clam digging and for a bike ride. You may recall that I rode this bike all through the southwest of the U.S. and it's way too big for me. The standover height, I can barely stand over it. You can see I've got the seat adjusted just almost down as far as it will go. So it turns out my sister has two bikes. This one was hidden in a relative's garage, and I was there helping clean it out, so this bike reared its head, and I thought, wow, this one looks like it might fit me better. But they both belong to my sister, and she said, well, I could have whichever one I want. So the bike ride this weekend is to take this Kona to see if I like it better than the Trek. This Kona bike has been sitting in a garage for the last several years, but I got it about a month ago and the tires are still holding air, so I take that as a good sign. This bike has been sitting around for a long time and I really need to lubricate the chain. And historically, I've always used regular old WD-40. But the people that do bicycle maintenance don't care for it because it leaves an oily residue that holds dirt. So I thought I would try the silicone. It's difficult to have confidence in it. I mean, I've used WD-40 for 50 years. It's a little tough to change now, but I think the silicone dries dry and is the major component in these specialized bike lubricants. So we're going to do it. It should be good. This bike is set up for somebody quite a bit shorter than me. So I'm going to adjust the seat. I'm going to replace the pedals with these pedals that are half spikes and half clip-in that I like, and then take it to the beach and ride it on the beach for like 10 miles and see if I like it. If I do, then I will move the lights and the computer, and of course the trunk is just on there with Velcro and clips, so I'll move it so I have it on the ride, and we get an objective opinion as to which of these bikes fits me better. This mountain bike of my sister's has huge knobby tires on it. The Kona has pretty big tires, but they're quite a bit smoother. I kind of like those. All right, I've lubricated the chain, pumped up the tires, put the new pedals on it, and raised the seat to just about the same height as the other bike. Time to try it out. Close enough. I think that's going to work good for the weekend. I am staying in Yurt tonight at Grayland Beach State Park. This is a pretty big park, but it's Thursday night. There's good tides Thursday night and Friday night. And all the yurts were taken for the weekend, Friday and Saturday. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. Went out and dug clams. It was freezing. But now I'm laying on the couch with the heater going, listening to the rain pitter-patter on the roof. It is mighty darn pleasant. Another gourmet meal. I'm at Grayland Beach State Park. Just getting ready to head to the beach trail. It's probably half a mile to the beach. And then it's 5 miles down the beach. is my goal. It's about 8:30, just barely sprinkling, and it's not terribly cold. Must be 50 degrees out or something, so should be good. Hey, this is nice. There's this big number 4 here, and there was a 4 on the trailhead at the bathroom. It should be easier for me to find my way home. Better than breadcrumbs. I'm into this bike ride probably less than 30 seconds, and look at how wet it is. It's a nightmare. Well, that was impassable. So, riding back to the road, probably add a mile to the trip. It's the beach. There's always lots of rain, so the sand is pretty wet, but even so, it's not that compacted here. I've come to a halt, so I guess I'll walk down to the hard-packed stuff. Hopefully it's a little more rideable. Well, a completely different scene than last night. Not a soul out here. Low tide was probably around 6. It's now almost 9. So the tide will be coming in, but that's okay. It's got a long way to go. Well, you know, it's always tough riding on the beach, but it's not too bad right down here next to the water. But you don't have to get very far up the beach for it to be very, very tough. So I'm afraid if I go too far that I'll be forced up the beach into the soft stuff. So I'm not going to go terribly far. And my finger's a little chilly, but other than that, it's a pretty nice ride. Oops. Soft sand. Hey, look at this. There's guys down here surf fishing. I keep thinking about doing that. Never have. What's this? Clearly has contemporary twine on it, but that's pretty fun. I've never actually found one on the beach before. Oh, so me trying to ride along the water as the water came in, turning out of the way and forced me up into the soft sand where I biffed it. Well, it's 9:30 and the tide has kind of forced me off the beach. I'm at the far end of my ride, so I'm going to turn around and go back. I should be back by 10:30 in time to take a shower and check out, which is by 11. So I think that all went pretty well according to plan. Although I have to say, finding the Japanese float was cool. That was quite the fun upgrade to the whole adventure. Here we go. It looks like a beautiful day, but the wind is howling. It's cold. Temperature said 48, but holy crap, it's cold. So I'm using the clam gun because I don't have to get my arm all wet and nasty. Cold weather. Broke the old clam gun. Alright, let's try this again. It's always kind of fun to get to drive on the beach. It's nice to have four-wheel drive. These humps, like this one, tend to be quite soft at the top. So it's the second day of clam digging. This is Friday evening. I have to drive home tonight. You can see the weather has turned out to be really darn nice. It's still kind of chilly, wind's blowing, and it's still 3 hours below low tide, but a bunch of folks out here because the weather's nice. Done early, and they're a little bit better size today. Gotta clean these clams, put them in the, at least put some of them in the freezer. 2 days worth, that's 30 clams, 6 servings. It's been a long time since I've been in Westport. I'm not really sure I'd remembered how much of a commercial fishing port this was. A few restaurants along here, I should find some place to eat. Except I'm parked in a 30-minute zone, so I need to deal with that first. I would look really good driving a boat like the Betty Lee. This is a huge fishing pier out on the end of the marina. Look at this, they have the Manhattan Red seafood chowder. I've never had the red chowder before. That should be fun. Oysters in Manhattan chowder. I'm in Tokeland, Washington. I've never been here before. It's an interesting location. I've always thought it'd be fun to come here. But there's not much here. These guys and I were discussing what this facility is. Almost has to be related to oysters, but hard to say. Kind of weird. So there's a tsunami warning siren here, but something I've never seen before. I think this is a tsunami shelter. Besides the marina, this historic hotel is really the only other significant feature of Tokeland. Other than that, it's just a long linear town. This is the Odd Man, out.